I like to go a step further, and since I began 26 years ago, I've actually managed to branch out farther than what the ancient Celtic cross method actually dictated by adding my own placements to the final aspects of the cards and to get more out of it for the subjects or subject of the reading and their question. And that is by adding 4 cornerstone cards that I actually cut to get around the Celtic cross. Broadening the reading. And by the way, remember that I've cut the cards to get these 4 piles. Meanwhile, you are to be concentrating on the subject's actual questions, which you should have by now derived at before getting to this point. And this is what the cards had in store, what the higher power or what the subject themselves had in store for the subject for the year ahead. This is how it would go. And this is what would happen in lieu of what their question is. So, what would they do over the course of the year in regard to love and relationship or making this video? Where would it take them for the year ahead? What would transpire? And I read this in blocks of, say, 3 months. And it don't have to go exactly card per card, but more or less where I feel it's talking about in here, because not only do these hold particular places for specific reasons themselves, but altogether this area is 1 to 3 month, this area is 3 to 6 month, this area is 6 to 9 month, and this area 9 to 12 months. And then around the bases, the 4 cornerstones of their questions may be other influences that have to do with that particular question. What might make it transpire to be this way is what these particular cards refer to. I go further to add influences that have to do with the influences, or other things that the cards might want to say in regard to this matter. Nothing has to be perfect here, but we're cutting all of these cards here to do this, and you let yourself travel in your mind. There's no set of rules that say that you can't brainstorm to arrive at the conclusion that you do arrive at. The main important thing is that you hold a great faith within yourself and in that which you're saying. A sort of a cockiness, although you definitely don't want to present yourself that way. And that is to be more at one with yourself and what you're telling this person, and just kind of letting the gift of gab take hold, because that's a channel. That's from the higher power through you and to the client, if you can rely on that. It's even a gift that surpasses the other gifts that you already know about. Now, all in all, I do 3 of these layouts like this for a client over a period of 30 minutes. Now, the readings that I do are $25, and that's for 30 minutes, or $40 for 1 hour. And if I do the 1 hour reading, I'm laying them out about 5 times to 6 times, because they have a lot more questions, or they're a lot more bamfuzzled about their life. If you don't know what that means, it means just confused as hell. And so basically, I go out of my way, above and beyond, to try to help these people, because that's what you're here for. Not to earn a living, but to help people out. That's why the higher power puts you in the place that you are at in life so that they can find you. And yes, you do have to earn a living while you're sitting here at this table because the bills aren't going to pay themselves. And you can't sit here and offer your undying help to people for nothing when you're starving to death and your family's starving to death. So, of course, you're being paid for your services. But I cannot express how important it is for you to be there for them, because that's why they call on you. And so, you be at one with them. You help them to the greatest ability that you have within yourself. And above anything and everything, remember one thing. The people on the other side, the people that have passed away, you're working for them as much as you are for the client that's sitting before you. And so therefore, whenever plausible, then you vocalize on behalf of these spirits. And you let the person that's sitting before you know those spirits are around them and wanting to convey whatever the spirits are wanting to convey. And so you then become at one with not only the client, yourself, the cards, but also the other people, the people on the other side that really are lost and need your help even more than the client themselves. And as long as you can do this, you can find a great satisfaction with everything that you're doing. And more than that, the client, the subject of the reading, can find a great satisfaction in you and a pride in the fact that they came to you. So therefore, they might put the word forth that you exist to their friends or close loved ones and share you with themselves. And that's what you can hope for as a business owner. Without that, without word of mouth, you get shuffled into a world of other psychics along the wayside, and nobody knows you exist, and that's what you vie for. All in all, remember, do 3 layouts for the client. Do the Celtic Cross method first, and then broaden that out for yourself. You can use my method, or you can find other ways that you feel synonymous with. But first get very comfortable with the Celtic Cross method, and then from there grow. Because this is what I did. Mainly because I didn't have a teacher like you do, which is me, by the way. But, you can take, this method and grow it up to yourself. And there are other methods that you could use likewise if you wish, like the Tree of Life method. That's the second oldest method that I know of. And yet one of the most complex, more complicated than the Celtic Cross method. The reason why I use this one is, for one thing, it's very ancient. And that's one thing I do like to hold to, is the oldest ways of everything. If you watch any more of my videos, you'll find that out. But I like to hold to the oldest ways of things. Secondly, I like to keep things as smooth as possible, and so I like the least complex. And it doesn't confuse the clients, because I like to furthermore explain to the clients not only what each card means by textbook method, but also what it holds whenever it crosses or it's read in compliance with another card, but also what the spaces are on the board, what they mean, and what this card means as it is in this space. Because the more you can make the client understand where you're at with things, the more you can explain to them why the cards are in the place that they're at, or what it means that it's in that place, and you can make them understand the cards at all. The more confident they are in you, the more faith they draw in you. And that's what you vie for, because without faith in you, then like any form of magic or psychism, then you fade in the dust. You're nothing. And things won't work out. They won't listen to you, and they won't do what you've instructed. Furthermore, you never leave a client with hopelessness. You never leave them with the understanding that nothing can be changed, because that is just not true. With the knowledge and wisdom of what's coming in the future, you can always change it. That's why we're here, people. That's what we're here to do. That's why we do what we do, is because we have a gift set forth by the higher power within ourselves that is there to help detour problematic situations and try to make things smoother, easier, or to totally prevent a bad happening if at all possible. And so therefore, always do your best to help them find suggestions and solutions to their problems. Don't send them home crying. Whatever you do, don't lie to them, but don't send them home crying. Find the solution in the cards. If they were to lose Tommy to another woman, this is the case, and you can't change that. However, there's always a herald that will come afterwards, that love's not done with them. There's always some ray of hope, and you can find that for them, and you always should do that. Now, the rest is for other lessons to come in the future. I think that we've covered what we can for today. So, beginning first lesson, the layout that I actually conduct, I may cover other layouts in the future, and I may not, but you can find that easily enough in a book. If you would like to drop suggestions in the comments below, I would love to hear them. I'm always looking for openings to other shows that you would like to see in regard to the tarot and psychism, because we'll probably cover other tools, divinational tools that you can use within your own path, within your own ability to read, your own psychism. And I always suggest that you look into other methods, because we're not limited to just one. I use other methods constantly. This is my primary, but I also fire scry, water scry. I look into every other method possible. There's those other things that I just don't have around me to look into, and so I don't worry about it. But the earth speaks to you through birds, or these days through music, through a choo-choo train. I mean, you know, use whatever's around you. That's what the good reader would do. But your starting place should be in your dreams. And I'll talk to you about that next time. Dream symbology, how to get in touch with your dreams and how to remember them. Okay, so stay tuned for that one. And bright blessings to you, everybody, and good night.